Hello guys, it's time for an experiment. I want to see, can 5 of the oldest, most outdated, low-tech ships in Starsector defeat the most advanced, most deadly fleet in the game, which is the Tri-Tachyon bounty hunter fleet. It's made entirely of phase ships. It's got like 8 dooms, 6 or 7 harbingers, a bunch of afflictors. You will encounter it in the Galatia questline, and it's very infamous in the community for ripping apart player fleets. Like, almost nothing beats this fleet. It's made entirely of phase ships, right? And phase ships basically cheat in Starsector. They're extremely fast, and they have crazy flux stats because of how phasing works, and yeah, they're just a nightmare to deal with. And the composition of this fleet is perfect to rip apart your best player fleet that you can put together, because they have harbingers. That's what I'm targeting right now. They will disable your ship, like you're about to see. You see? They will take you out of phase cloak. They will take you out of your shields. You can have shields up 360 degrees, and these will still disable you. And put your shields down. Then the dooms will teleport phase mines all around you. That's what you see right there. And then you die. But the fleet I'm using, which is the humble little Grendel, it turns out that it's actually amazing against this fleet. I've had fleets that were 10 times the size of what I'm deploying right now, and they got ripped apart in this mission. It was not close. In fact, the only thing that I know of that beats this mission, other than what I'm playing right now, is larger phase fleets with more dooms and more harbingers. Or there's another route you can do where you cheese it. You cheese the combat readiness. The fact that the entire enemy fleet is phase ships means that you can wait out their combat readiness in very sturdy shield ships like monitors or a paragon or something that cannot be destroyed, right? Eventually, the enemy ships will run out of combat readiness because their time flow is accelerated during phase. For me, it's a very lame strategy to use, so I've never used that against this fleet. I've always tried to defeat it legitimately, and it just so happens that this is the only fleet I've ever found that is not larger than the Tri-Tachyon bounty hunter fleet that beats it. So, talking about some of the specifics of strategy, I've built these Grendels with 5 assault chain guns. On a typical Grendel build with safety override, you would only put 2 or 3. But these ships have no shields, obviously. They only have phase cloaks, and when they uncloak, you want to be putting out the maximum armor DPS possible so you can punish them, just like that. I also put hammer torpedoes, the hammer of Lud himself. These are for scenarios where one of the enemy phase ships uncloaks right in front of me, and I'm manually controlling these torpedoes because if you let the AI control them, they will shoot them all right at the start of the fight, which is a waste. I want to use them for scenarios where an enemy phase ship uncloaks right in front of me. Phase cloak actually has a cooldown. After you uncloak, there is a short cooldown on being able to recloak, and it is long enough that you can get, a few of Lud's hammers in before they get back into their cloak. And these torpedoes do enough damage that you will pretty much insta-gib an enemy ship if you manage to hit them. So I actually think the threat of me holding these torpedoes and not shooting them is what's making them stay in phase for so long, because they know if they uncloak in front of me, there's a good chance they're going to get hit with 3 or 4 hammers and immediately die. So they're kind of more valuable if I don't shoot them, in a way, because they're like a nuclear deterrent, right? They deter the enemy from decloaking in front of me. Prematurely, that is. One of the bits of strategy when you're fighting against dooms is if you hug the front of them, it actually protects you against phase mines, because dooms cannot teleport phase mines directly on top of you, and they can't teleport them directly on top of themselves either. So if you're right in front of a doom, they have to teleport them quite far away. They can't interpose them between you and themselves, so they can't protect themselves with the phase mines if you position yourself very closely. And it just so happens that these safety override Grendels, they really want to be right in front of the enemy dooms. Their optimal positioning is the least optimal position for the enemy ships. Oop, I accidentally decloaked right on top of a phase mine right there. That's my bad. You do have to be quite vigilant because they spam these mines like crazy. Their ship system, which is the phase mine system, it regenerates much faster when they're in phase. So pretty common for each doom to put out like 30 or 40 phase mines in a very short span of time. This guy unfazed at a very unfortunate time, so he's gonna eat the last few hammers that I have, and he's a goner now. I think my other Grendels are absolutely destroying, by the way. I haven't really paid attention to them, but I'm seeing the kill feed, and there's nothing but dooms dying. I haven't seen a Grendel die yet, so I think things are going well. You know, with how comfortably this fight is going, I think I could have gotten away with more like 4 Grendels, maybe even 3, or if I'm really pushing it and I, you know, employ tactics like a Grendel bomb, I could probably even use 2 Grendels to win this fight. It would be a fun experiment to use only 2 Grendels and maybe put neural interface on them so I can swap between them and see if I can basically solo this fleet with 2 Grendels. That would be an interesting challenge for sure. I'm gonna make a save point and maybe try that in the future. It looks like we're on cleanup duty at this point. We're just looking for the last few ships, so I'm gonna speed up this part of the video, I think. Okay, I do believe that is the last doom. And, yeah, my Grendels are still chasing something. Okay, there's one more doom down here. Let me just spectate this and see what happens. I want to see how my AI Grendels handle a doom. You know, a doom is a very formidable ship. I would say the doom is possibly the best ship in Starsector if we're talking about just one ship. But he's no match for the Grendel bros. So that's about it. Tri-Tachyon bounty hunter fleet taken down by 5 Grendels, and probably I could have gotten away with 3 or 4. Drop a follow if you want to see more Grendel sector. Probably gonna show the Ziggurat being soloed by a Grendel soon. And till next time. Oh, and here's the build. Anyway, till next time. Bye bye.